Good morning. This is the book we're going to be baking from today. We're going to be making our biscones. And then I just wanted to show you a couple of our other books. This is our first book, our beloved Back in the Day Bakery Cookbook. And Peter Workman himself picked this cover, and we were thrilled. Then this one came out in 2012, and then this one came out in 2015, and this is Back in the Day Bakery Made with Love. So we're going to be making the biscones today, as I said, and hopefully some of you can bake along. We're going to be making the buttermilk biscones quarantine style. And we're going to take a little dive into the pantry and see what we can come up with. And hopefully you can dive into yours too. Okay? All right, so now we're going to get right into our recipe, which is our biscones. Actually, we call these cat head biscuits at the bakery. And most people, I think, in the South refer to this style of biscuit as a cat head biscuit. All right, so I've got, let's take a peek and see what's in here. We've got, here's one thing. So my secret with a lot of biscuits that I do is to mix, and a lot of my baking in general, I like to mix flours. I love Alice Medrish's book, Flavor Flours. It's a really great book to resource if you're interested in knowing about another great artisan book. And it's a great resource for finding out like the different flavors that other flours add and the different textures. So what I have in here is pastry flour, cake flour, and all-purpose flour. Now I realize that a lot of y'all may not have two kinds of flours that I have the luxury of having. So you can do all-purpose flour. What the all-purpose and the mix does is the all-purpose gives the structure, and then the pastry flour, the cake flour, is going to add a little bit more fluffiness. But there's enough butter and buttermilk in this recipe that no worries if you just have the one kind. There's also a way that you can make your own at home, your own cake flour. But usually it involves cornstarch. But I'm wondering if you don't have cake flour, would you have cornstarch? So don't worry, you can absolutely use all-purpose. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding in my butter. I've got my flour, 2 flours. I've got some sugar, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons baking powder. I've got salt. I haven't added any of the flavorings in yet. And then we're going to have about 1.5 cups of buttermilk. So here's the great thing about this recipe is that you can do lots of swaps. So what I've decided today, like you could do, and there's on the next page, it shows you how you can do a savory version, or you could add blueberries or lemon or cinnamon and cinnamon chips. You could do chocolate chips. You could do raisins. You could do cranberries. You could do whatever you like. But I thought today we'd keep it simple. And I'm going to do coriander and lemon. Coriander is a spice that I've been using a lot, and the cookbook that I'm working on now, I'm obsessed with it. It adds some floral flavor and a little bit of citrus, and a lot of people use it in savory cooking, but I find in baking that it really adds a sense of surprise, and I just love it. So what I've done now is I've got my butter in here. This is my pastry blender, like grandma style. Yes, you can use a Cuisinart. I don't have one at home. So I'm just doing this, and for this little batch, it's almost like therapeutic to do this. So what you do is you take your pastry blender, and you're basically going straight down and then moving your bowl. And as you do, you're cutting in bits of flour and cutting in the butter, rather, into the flour. Okay, so we're just going to do this. And I like to have a variety of pieces. I don't come from the school where they have to be exactly like pea size. I like to do some sandy bits, some walnut sized pieces, some little flat pieces. Because although this isn't a traditional biscuit, it's one that's really simple, really easy to throw together quickly. There's not any rolling or anything like that. So what you're going to do is get your hands in there now. And then I like to do little flat pieces, just kind of smashing it like that until I have a nice variety. Okay. Because this is what, since you're not rolling it and doing a lot of other things, this is the part that's going to really start to build the structure of this drop biscuit, Biscone. So I'm just going to work this in a little bit more. This is a great time for us to talk about how everybody's doing. I hope everybody's faring well and finding some time to really get in tune with yourself and what you want to do next. That's what I've been doing. So reading lots of books. If anybody has any great book selections, I would love to hear those. Okay. So I think this is a good place to decide what we're going to put in here. Oh, there's a little bit of butter. We want it all. Lemon and a little coriander. So I'm going to do, sprinkle in a little of my coriander. Okay. And then I've got a lot of lemon zest. That was the other thing. I had a hard time finding, I didn't have my microplane here. It's a funny thing with bakers, and I'm working on this now, but a lot of times we don't have all the tools that we're used to having at the bakery or at a restaurant. So I'm kind of retooling my toolkit. All right, so as I said, this is going to be a really simple. We've got lemon zest, a little coriander. I think I'm happy with that out there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I over measured. So this is 2 cups. You do like a little well in the center. I love this spurtle. Okay. So we're just going to pour a little buttermilk. And I promise you it's a little messy when you're doing biscuits or biscones, but it's so much fun. All right, so we're just gonna, it's almost like the way I train folks at the bakeries, I tell them to think of it as like tossing a salad. It's not like a stir. It's like just kind of like almost like a toss. Okay. And then basically I'm adding enough liquid, and it's very humid here today. So I probably, looks like it's going to be exactly 1.5 cups. But depending on where you're baking, recipes are guidelines, especially when it comes to biscuits. You definitely have to listen to what the weather's like, what the dough feels like. It's a very tactile experience. All right, so I'm going to stop there because even though this is a really simple drop style biscuit. I think this is a good introduction to a recipe that I may show you another time, which is our flaky biscuits, because you still want these to be flaky. So basically I don't have a lot of dry on the bottom. And what I'm going to show you is a technique that I do that's called frissage. And this is the way that I'm going to finish mixing this dough. So what you do is you take your hands and you pull your dough towards you, all right, and make like a little mountain. And then with the palm of your hand, you're going to go down like that. And that's how you're going to mix the dough. Okay? And then you're just going to do this a few times. And then you'll pull it back and do it again. Now this is a dough that you can certainly just mix it up and skip this method, but as I said, this is a great introduction to doing other pastry. This is how I make my pie dough. This is how I do our flaky biscuits. So I think it's a great technique to start to learn. And then we're going to pull it back again, and you see I've got like that dry still there, but I'm going to take with my hand and mix it like that. Okay. And then do it again. Turn it. Flip it again. And we're almost done. All right, so this is the dough that we're going to scoop. Super easy. And you do a little egg wash. All right, so I've got a little dry patch there. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of buttermilk just to get that. All right, and that's where I want it. Simple, easy. You could take a little spoon and drop these, or you could do a scoop. I like to use a scoop because then it makes it, you can do lots of different sizes, because later you could do, well, this is obviously sweet one, but it's, you know, it's just got lemon, and I think what I'll do is a butter, honey butter on top when I finish these. But you can make a sandwich. I mean, a ham sandwich would be delicious. But the savory ones are great to make big, where you can make sandwiches. All right, so that's done. Actually, I didn't have to dust the top of this because you really don't want to use too much flour, and it's scooping beautifully. So another thing, you don't want it to look like a big old scoop of dough. So what you could do is kind of shape it, you know, like roughly, kind of rustic, like that. All right, that one's a little shy. It's okay. Every drop. All right, again, if y'all have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Cheryl Day on Instagram. So I'm just kind of roughly forming these, and you'll see what they look like when they come out. I've got a little egg wash here. I've just got an egg, a little pinch of salt. The pinch of salt, it helps just kind of break up the egg. And then I'm just gonna egg wash the tops of these. You could put a little raw sugar on top, or a little granulated sugar would be great. Or you can make a glaze. But since I'm gonna do a honey butter, I'm just gonna egg wash these. Take a picture and show you what they look like. All right, so those are ready to go into the oven. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm at Cheryl Day on Instagram. I'll be here baking in the kitchen, and we'll post that awesome picture of these when they get out of the oven. And happy baking days, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me.